Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
August 17, 2020, the References Gone edition. First up, and we'll just take that lead story from the Wall Street Journal. Home Depot braced for COVID pain, and then America went back and started remodeling, and the sales at Home Depot have boomed. And the article goes into the economics of this, but what really struck me was the money quote from CEO Craig Manier that none of this has a correlation anymore. And what he was referring to is old benchmarks. And I thought this was extraordinarily important for the compliance practitioner because it may mean that we really are in unprecedented times. And the things that we relied upon previously as benchmarks may not hold going forward. Next up, from the Washington Post, the White House withdrawing the nomination of William Pendley to head the Bureau of Land Management. He is notoriously famous for wanting to sell federal lands to divest the Bureau of Land Management of a role, and has sued the Interior Department to stop them from protecting endangered species and land. His nomination was so radical that it put at risk certain Republican senators from the western United States in states that really want to protect federal land, protect parkland, and other lands and monuments that belong to the people of the United States and not go to private individuals. So a political win for those who oppose the Trump administration on its naked power grab to sell the assets of America, not to the highest bidder, but to their friends. Next up, nursing homes with safety problems, the center of the pandemic in many ways, are seeking tax breaks, federal cash infusions, and protections in lawsuits. They won't help, and what they're doing is turning to lobbyists of President Trump to try to get these. Obviously, they can't get them through normal legislative channels, so they're trying to get Trump to, by paying large campaign donations, obtain as a quid pro quo certain executive actions which would protect them from lawsuits. So once again, the Trump administration has shown that even if congressional oversight works and they prevent companies from taking advantage of people, that all you have to do is give a little bit of money to the Trump administration. And finally, from the Wall Street Journal, a Risk and Compliance Journal, Century Inc. has agreed to extend its ban on soliciting customers and to appoint an independent monitor after it allegedly violated the term of its acquisition of Level 3 Communications. Now, this is an interesting case because we have a company who had violated the terms of a purchase or M&A deal that went through antitrust scrutiny. CenturyLink was prohibited from calling on or selling fiber optic infrastructure around Albuquerque, Boise, and Tucson to Level 3 Communications customers. They got caught at it, and they had to agree to an extended monitorship, pay a small fine. So a big win for the DOJ and for the monitorship process as a whole. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.